Hey guys, I have some details, oh my gosh, that I have seen from various videos and clips of they have changed and altered things from the first trial to the second trial. I watched every second of that first trial, some videos more than once, because I took a lot of notes, and then I watched the pretrial hearings, and I watched... Okay, so the reason I'm doing this video is because I want to show you some things that's been altered, and the good thing about if the state, which I believe they did, altered videos in the second trial, the feds can go in and get the court record. They can get, the things, they can go in and they can do analysis of videos and they can determine that things have been altered. There's little details, but it's one of the, what got me on this was Officer Barros, because he made a comment when Hank was cross-examining him, and he was trying to make him act like his memory wasn't really reliable, and he points at a picture in the driveway when they did this fake mental health or, wellness call on this house, pretending like they were concerned about the kids potentially being in the house, which was completely ridiculous because nobody asked them to go there. Right, so this is John's friend. He is coming to pick up his daughter, okay? And he doesn't make any footprints in the snow. But I did last year in May, I did a video. There are so many different things I want to show you. I'm going to show you very specific details of different things that have been altered. And it's very important details as well, because it all evolves about the tail light. So first of all, there are footprints here. I did a poem last year. I'm going to show you. So this is a video that I did last year on May 12th, okay? And I'm using my phone, by the way, because if I render using a screen recorder, by the time I upload to YouTube, it'll compress it. And I need as much quality in these videos as I can. I know sometimes when I do a video with the phone, it might have some waves and stuff in there. But I'm trying to also want to hold my phone at an angle because I think it'll make it easier to see these footprints right here. This looks like somebody that might be a little tall. This looks like a wide stance. And it looks like they just bent down right here. This is her tail light right here. He did not make these. The video showing him going into the house, he did not make these. This is approximately 7-ish in the morning. Karen Reed did not make these because you saw the video of her leaving, going with Jen, and there was not enough snow to make footprints here, and she walked, there was no footprints there. So I did that in a further video. And so she did not make these. And so who made these footprints? Well, whoever deleted the videos out of the Ring app, that's who probably made these footprints. And further, there was footprints that kind of went down. I did another video showing them going down the driveway and around where that tree was. But look at this. Check this out. This is from 1 month ago. Okay? This is from 1 month ago. It is completely clean. They cleaned this up. And you can tell it has a smoother effect. Look, I'm a content creator. I do a lot of editing. And I'm telling you, there's some things that have changed. And Officer Barros, who being very observant, that's part of his skill as an officer, noticed when they showed a picture zooming in on allegedly Karen Reed's car, trying to make it look like there was a taillight missing in her driveway, trying to get him to acknowledge that her taillight was missing while it was still in John O'Keefe's driveway. Guess what he said to them? He says, well, that doesn't look like John O'Keefe's driveway. And so I got to looking at it. Oh boy, let me show you. This is what he was talking about. So when Officer Barros was talking about, he showed the video of the car going up on the tow truck, and it had what the detective or whatever, trooper, whatever it was, Birkenhead, tried to say that it had a white light. Well, it didn't. But boy, did they edit some videos, and I'm going to prove it to you. So this is the 8:23 a.m. Canton Police well-being check, which was a ruse for pretend like they went over there so that they can have a video on the dash cam to make it look like she had a damaged tail light in the driveway. Okay? But pay attention to the background because Officer Barros sure did. I'm going to show you what I think he was looking at. But I know what I'm seeing. Look at this basketball hoop here. See this black frame right here? Okay, this black frame right here, that's the corner of the basketball hoop. which has a net in it. Now, look at this fence right here. It's got these slats here. And the height of it to this car. Her car is just a tiny bit taller than John's. But I would say this is probably a 4-foot fence, right? And you can see somebody's yard over here. And then over on this side, these slats go all the way down to here, like right here where this rearview mirror is. Okay? And this fence, the top of it doesn't even match over here. Now check this out. This is John O'Keefe's fence. He has a very nice 6-foot tall, completely private fence. Now there may be a little variation of the style over here, maybe because it abuts the neighbor's yard, and maybe they had a fence that's slightly different model than theirs. But as you can see, the top of it is even with this, so it is a 6-foot tall fence. Okay, and so as you can see, it's pretty much even with the top of John's car over here. And look at the corner of this basketball hoop. Now granted, I don't know if that was one of those that you can lift up and down as far as the height, but note it's pretty even with this right here. You don't see any slats going all the way down here, and again, the top of this is even with this. Now this is kind of where it's still a little bit dark out. Now let me show you in the daytime. Okay, this is her car. This was, you know, before the accident or whatever. So notice again, this frame about even with the top of this fence here. This fence even with the top of his car, and it's solid white fence, solid white fence. Again, there might possibly be a little bit of a variation over here, but it's definitely the height of this fence over here on this side of this basketball court is the top of his car. Now let's go take a look at that photo again. So this is what Officer Barros was like, that doesn't look like John O'Keefe's driveway. I mean, they're making him look at the picture when they zoomed it in to try to, like, say, this is what it looked like when it was being towed away. Like, they're trying to discredit him, right? And he's like, trying, just calls them right back on their nonsense. Like, they gaslighting people. Look at this background. Where's the fence? Where's the fence? Hello? Why is this way down here and this is up here? Like, it's still not even the right height, but like, what the heck did they do to this photo? And it could be just a variation of lighting, but as you notice, there's a little bit more angulation here than there is over here. This looks almost straight up and down. Again, this is not the same quality of video as this one, but I'm just saying this does look a little bit more angular than this one here. Okay, now watch this. I want to point out about this video clip right here, because I went back to Court TV. All of us was like streaming off of Court TV and Boston NBC 10 or whatever, and I went back to find last year's video clip of this. This is this guy's channel from a year ago. I have the same video that he does. Okay, I think his might be better quality. Mine is, for whatever reason, mine gets uploaded. I lose a little bit of quality. But anyways, his is 720. So you really don't want to watch these videos in less than 720. But at any rate, it's not there. I went to Court TV and I went, and you know, maybe I missed it, but I looked and looked and looked and looked. And this clip that I'm getting ready to show you that changes is gone from their website. It's just gone. I can't find it. Maybe you can, but I couldn't. Now, I'm going to show you some differences here in this video to the most recent video. By the way, in case you're somebody, because I'm going to be sharing this on various platforms, for my YouTube people, I know that a very small part of my channel is like legal stuff, mostly like gaming and crocheting and acrylic pour painting and stuff like that. So in case you're not familiar, this is about the Karen Reed trial, and there's corruption, and she was framed. She's now acquitted. She's acquitted, but there's a whole lot of shady stuff going on, and so I covered a lot last year, and I set aside part of my time this summer when this trial was going to go on, because I already knew. Anyways, so she's now acquitted, but there's still the ongoing battle to get these people who are doing corrupt things with their power held accountable and exposed. So I want you to, as a content creator and an editor, okay, the coloration, now notice this has got like kind of a yellow color to it. This has slightly blue. you know, but look what, now what they did is they altered this video to add a lot of color. You can tell when they're changing the hues and they changing the saturation, and it completely changed. And when the reason they did that, and it only lasts for about a second, and then like all the coloring like changes, like I'll show you. But right here, when this car turns right here, they want this light to look white. So they needed to add to it, to alter it, to try to create that effect, which was debunked when they showed the tow truck video where, well, they scheming, basically. So just to show you the coloration here, the coloration of this window, and this color right here. Now watch this. This is from a year ago. This was the first trial. Now pay attention to what they did the second trial. Now this is from a month ago. Now notice the fence over here. Okay. This is where she hits his vehicle and makes this tire over here move, and you can see there's completely red glow there. Now watch what happens. Now what I want to pause this for is look how green this is right here. That is not yellow. This is an altered video. This is where they've added hue and saturation. This is now, it looks like it's an alien ship. It's green. And look at the blue over here. My gosh, isn't that pretty? What a pretty hue of blue. And look at this. Oh my gosh, it's just so bright green. Yeah, I will put the links in the video and I will timestamp it so that way you can go and look on your computer, and maybe you could probably see it a little better than what I'm doing with my video on my phone. But that causes this instead, this to just look more bright, basically. Okay, so here, let's compare this, which was 1 month ago, and these people also did not have the original video of this particular clip from last year. I couldn't find it. Go see if you can find it. Don't you find that interesting? So here's last year. Yellow, not green, lightly blue. It's got, you know, more natural lighting. Now watch. And so you have this, and it has more of a natural color to it, not green. Compare this, 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 this. It may just be a slight variation, but it is an alteration for certain. You can't do that in the justice system. That is not okay. I'm going to show you what an actual Lexus that's just modeling in some parking lot that's not her car looks like at night. See this little light right here? See the red here? This little yellow, it's almost got like an oval tubular look to it. That's how it's supposed to look. Literally. And then you have this red on the other side of it. Now watch. This is a comparison video that I did last year. This is a very bright parking lot that Lexus is parked outside, and it has a round, almost tubular look to it, almost like an oval look to it. And there's a separation between this light, and and so you have this red here, this round thing here. That's what it's supposed to look like. Okay, you see all this red right here? This is, see this, there's that white spot down there. Now look at this big huge red chunk here that's supposed to be here. Now watch this. This is what they presented at trial. That entire piece that was down here, it's just gone. That little clip that I just showed you, that was her car after she allegedly ran him over. And there's no red here at all. Let's look at that again. This big huge chunk of red here, see that little round ovular thing? That light it's engaged, right? And so look, that big chunk of red right here is completely gone after this car gets to the sally port. So again, here is several hours later after they decided to go tow her vehicle when Trooper Birkeneck, or whatever his name is, they asked him about this little light right here, and he said, oh, that's a white light shining through like it's broken. No, that's that little oval looking thing that's supposed to be right there, and you can clearly see there's red. You can see the red next to it. You can see the red right there next to that. And the officer testified that what he saw on this video of that that's being put on that tow truck, that it was not fully missing like they presented at trial. That officer from another county, they're trying to stain another police department from another county to trying to get him to go along, punking him. When they try to challenge his credibility, he mentions that that picture in his driveway doesn't look like his driveway, and as I've showed you, they've altered that picture too. And so they were really trying to make that look like it was white by adding hue and coloration and altering the lighting. Like that wasn't going to be noticeable. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Now let me show you some other things. Okay, so here you got some strange things going on with the fence in the background, disappearing and whatnot. That coloring changing. Now watch this. Look at the bend on this gray piece right here. Look at the slope. This is what they testified that they sent in. Okay, this is when they took the whole thing out from the car to send it in. Look at how deep that slope is. Now watch. Whoop, wrong one. Look at this. That doesn't even match. It doesn't even look like it matches to me. Look at this. Let's see that again. See, you see what I'm saying? The slant of that? How that's more angled than this here? I mean, and they're just like, they gaslighted the jury, is what they did. So this is her car before the accident. They show this is, you know, the driveway. And so you got this big chunk of red right here. Okay, all this is just yellow when you're engaging the lights. Now, when she backed that straight up, the tire track was like right here. So I would imagine that it would have been hit. The tail would have been hit right here, maybe a little bit over here. But Carrie testified that it was a tiny hole, like it was just a small crack. And I think when they went into her driveway, I think they messed with her taillight in her driveway. But then they figured, oh, well, there's got to be more damage to that taillight because obviously his injury is so severe. So they completely bashed it when they got into the Sally Port. That's why I think those are footprints, mysterious footprints that are there that are now completely washed from this year's trial video. But see this tubular thing here? This is before the wreck. So this is what it looks like in a normal day. So you got this big, huge chunk right here. Okay. And it's visible on the other video. That was mirrored. Just nothing that they did adds up. And this is why the juror was just like, don't play us. The first trial, they had a juror ended up going on her defense team. Like, in this trial, you had a guy, jury foreman, asking the FBI to come out and investigate. That's how bad it is. They're just gaslighting people. Look at that. That's yellow. That's not white. That's yellow. You can tell. It's just ridiculous. Before the accident, after the accident, that big old piece right there, it's there. It's there. See it? It's there. See these footprints? They're there. But now they're not. And this is from, again, May 12th last year. This is from a month ago. And that big old piece, see right here, that big old piece right here. This is at 5 something in the morning. And the accident was supposed to happen at 12 something at night. This is a few hours later. Look at that big old piece of red right there. This is what they say her taillight looked like. This is after they got into the Sally Port. Keep in mind, there was an officer who said she had a false memory. Because she saw Higgins and another officer's chief or whoever was over there by her taillight for a very long time. And then suddenly she said she had a false memory. Yeah. And somebody said she got a double salary raise or something. I don't know if that's true or not, but having a false memory, you're having false memories? Okay, well, maybe you shouldn't be a cop, you think? But you think that's going to be okay with the jurors? So from here to here, this is a month ago. Does that match that? Absolutely not. And that's why she was acquitted. Yeah. Hope you have a blessed day. Bye.